Ever see a car on the road that looks strange, or maybe you're the proud owner of a car that's a bit different from the usual models? Whether you're driving or just lucky enough to see them, strange cars can make us smile and brighten our days. Join us on a trip around the world as we look for the top 10 strangest looking cars ever made. You'll be amazed at the crazy design ideas that have made it to the road. However, before we start our countdown, we would appreciate it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel and also press the bell icon. Let's get started. Number 10. PLP50. The PLP50 breaks the world record. The 2010 Guinness Book of World Records says that it is the smallest car ever made for sale. The Peel Engineering Company on the Isle of Man made this three-wheeled microcar for only 3 years, from 1962 to 1965. It said on the ad that it was the right size for an adult and a shopping bag. The kids can't fit in this tiny car. It only has one headlight and one door, which is on the left side. The PLP50 wasn't easy to go backwards in because it didn't have a reverse gear. Instead, you had to use a handle at the back of the car to move it backwards. Only 50 of these strange little cars were made in the beginning, and only 27 are still around today. In March 2016, a record $176,000 was paid at an auction for one. Number 9. Ferrari 512 S Modulo. At first glance, the Ferrari 512 S Modulo looks more like a spaceship than a car. This strange-looking car has a wedge-shaped body that is very low to the ground. It also has a glass roof that slides forward like a canopy so the driver can get in. The Ferrari 512 S Modulo was a sports car idea that was first shown at the Geneva Motor Show in 1970. All four of the car's wheels are partially covered, which makes it look more like a spaceship than a car. The Ferrari V12 engine lets the Modulo reach a top speed of about 220 miles per hour and go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in an impressive 3 seconds. Number 8. General Motors Firebird. The General Motors Firebird cars were prototypes that looked like fighter planes. They were shown at the Motorama Auto Shows in 1953, 1956, and 1959. Firebirds is a cool name, but these cars have more in common with jet planes than with birds in the way they look. There were 4 Firebirds made over the years, and they were all sleek and fast. Their bubble-top canopies, short wings, and the fact that the steering was done with a joystick between the 2 seats were some of the more unusual things about them. Number 7. Norman Timms Special. The Norman Timms Special is an iconic American car design. It was made by a mechanical auto engineer from Los Angeles named Norman Timms. In the 1940s, Norman was an important engineer who worked on Tucker cars. It took more than 3 years to finish the Norman Timms Special. This sleek, elegant car doesn't have any doors and has a long, swooping nose in front, which gives it a slimmer look. Number 6. DMC DeLorean. The DMC DeLorean is a real car, even though it is best known for being used as a time machine in the Back to the Future movies. The DeLorean Motor Company made this sleek sports car for the first time between 1981 and 1983. The car was different from others on the market because it had gull-wing doors which opened up and out instead of like a normal car door. Unfortunately, the car didn't live up to its great looks and high price, and people were disappointed that it didn't have enough power or speed. Number 5. Fiat Multipla. The Fiat Multipla Type 186 is a car that looks different from most other cars on roads. The windscreen on the Multipla seems to be unusually wide. Inside, there are 2 rows of 3 seats each, which is different from most cars, which only have 2 seats at the front. Inside the Multipla, there is plenty of room for the whole family. The 3-across seating makes it possible to adjust the front seats and take out or move the back seats into a number of different configurations. There is also a lot of room for luggage, making this a great car for trips with the whole family. Number 4. Stout Scarab. The first minivan was the Store Scarab. William Bushnell Stout, who made it, had in mind that it would be like a mobile office. The Scarab was made in 1932. It had a short nose and a long wheelbase to make the most use of space. The body of the Scarab was meant to look a lot like the fuselage of an aluminum airplane. It was the first car in the world to have a body made of fiberglass and air suspension. At the time it was made, people thought the Stout Scarab was an ugly car, but it is now known as an important piece of Art Deco. Only about a dozen of these strange cars were ever made, and only about 5 are thought to still be around today. Number 3. 1948 Tasco. This weird car kind of looks like it has feet instead of wheels. The 1948 Tasco was an American sports car made after World War II. It was made by Gordon Burig. It was the first car in the world to have a T-top roof and had controls that looked like those on an airplane. When GM made the 1968 Corvette with the same design, Burig sued them because he owned the patent for this design. The strange-looking wheel covers are meant to protect the wheels from the wind, which will decrease drag and speed up the car. The prototype Tasco cost a huge $57,000, which is a lot of money. In the end, this meant that this car never made it to the assembly line. Number 2, 1955 Chrysler Ghia Streamline X Gilda. In the 1950s, Chrysler tried to get away from its reputation for making cars that were boxy. In response, the person who made this vehicle seems to have been influenced by a strange type of spaceship. It was made at the request of Virgil Exner, an executive at Chrysler, to show off extreme styling and high-powered performance. It was first shown at the Salone di Torino in 1955. After that, it went on tour in Europe and the United States. Huge tail fins start at the front of the car, and the cockpit, which is unusually small, is in the front. The car has a two-tone paint job with a darker color on the bottom. Number 1. Reliant Robin. Four wheels are common on cars. The Reliant Robin goes against this trend because it only has 3 wheels, 2 at the back and 1 in front. This car was the second most popular fiberglass car ever made, and for a while, Reliant was the second largest car company owned by the UK. When it was first made in 1973, people liked the MK1 Robin because it looked good and was cheap. The last Reliant Robin was made in 2000. So that's it for today. We hope you enjoyed the video. Use the comments section below to tell us what you think about the video. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to be notified of all the latest videos.